things that, as we dealt with last week, the world doesn't classify as manly because we have this wrong idea of what it means to be a black man. So this right here is a safe space for us to be open, for us to be honest, not to hold back, not to feel like we soft because we got a little emotional, not to feel like we soft because we cried or anything like that. This is a safe space, just us men, talking about our issues. So for about a half an hour, we'll give a lecture on a topic each week. And then after that, we're just going to sit down, we're going to have a conversation, and we're going to hash it all out. So tonight, the topic that we're going to deal with is, what are you bringing to your community? As men, if we want to be the head, if we want to be the leaders, we got to hold ourselves responsible to the ideas, the actions, the behaviors that we bring to our communities or that we condone. And sometimes you might not partake of something, but we ain't checking nobody else when they do it. So you might not be disrespecting women, but you ain't saying nothing to your homie when he disrespecting women. You might not be smoking weed on somebody's steps, but you're not saying nothing to the young boys who are. So from that mindset, we're going to deal with that. What are you bringing to your community? But also we're going to deal with things that other men before us brought to the community that we grabbed a hold of because we thought it was cool. See, brother shaking his head already like that. He already like, man, there's so much stuff. So the stuff got brought to our communities. We like, all right, well, this is what it means to be a man. And this is the worst mindset that we get right here, is when we say, this is what we do around here. See, we lose all of our individuality, we lose our mind, we lose our critical thinking because all we focused on is doing what we do around here. This is where we from, this how we act, this how we behave, this what we think, this is the way we respond to certain things, and it's all because somebody brought something negative to our communities and we grabbed a hold of it like it was okay. To tell a quick story about old ancient story about a group of warriors. These warriors were traveling and they were conquering land. And every time they conquered land, they would take the spoils of the people that they conquered, which was typical back then, you know. But they got to this one evil group of people, and the leader said, listen, we're going to take over this, but we're not taking none of their stuff. So leave their stuff alone, because we don't want none of this stuff here that they get. So they go, they take over the land. But you know, it's always one dude. One dude decides, I like how this look, I'm going to take it. And then he took it back to his tent where he lived at. And since he was trying to hide it, he mingled it with all the rest of his stuff. So the next day they went out to conquer another town that they were supposed to easily defeat. So they said, look, we ain't even going to send our whole army because we know we're going to take care of them. They go to the army, they go to the war, get their butts kicked. So now they trying to figure out, damn, how we lose? We ain't supposed to lose. Then they come to find out the reason they lost was because they was cursed. Because the boy took something that didn't belong to him, took it from these evil people, but what's worst of all is he mixed it with his stuff. So in order for them to break the curse, they ended up killing the man, killing his whole family, and getting that stuff out of where they are so they can be who it is that they're supposed to be. So that's what we're going to deal with. What are you bringing to your communities? What are some of the ideas that we have brought back to our community, mixed it in the middle of all of our stuff, hid it like it was ours, and then brought it back out like it was cool, but you're not even realizing that when you do that, you're cursing yourself. Now, in the story, these folks had power. They were some warriors. They was killing everything. But all of a sudden, because they mixed the wrong stuff in with theirs, they lost the ability to defend themselves. And that's what we have brought all of this negative stuff back into our community. We brought these Eurocentric views. We brought these American ideals. We brought all of these things, negative stuff that Back to our communities, mixed it in, said it's ours, said it's cool now, and then what happens? We can't defend ourselves. Because you can't defend yourself when you have negative foreign ideas mixed in with what you believe. You can't never win a war when you are taking stuff from the enemy and blending it in with your stuff and then think you're going to be able to go conquer something. That's why we can't win. We have too much stuff that's not African centered. We got too much stuff that other took it in. And as men, we got so many negative behaviors now. For the sake of time, I'm not going to be able to deal with all of it. In fact, I don't know. I'm going to do some healing with that. The first thing, and I believe this is the worst thing, and that's why I'm dealing with it first, because this is it's the root. Because once you receive this right here, all negative ideas become accepted. So the first thing is going to be ignorant loyalty. Ignorant loyalty. Now, ignorant loyalty is when you are loyal to some principles, to some people, or to an area, no matter the repercussions or the actions. Now, where I'm from, where I grew up at, I'm ride whether my homie right or wrong. Am I the only one that? Well, maybe my block was a little too rough. And to be honest, my homies was always wrong. They was always starting some stuff, right? But our code, I don't care what he did. We ride, I don't care what he did, whether he was right or wrong. I don't care who he smacked. I don't care what he took. I don't care who he shot at. That's my man. In my eyes, he can't do no wrong because I'm ignorantly loyal to this idea. I'm going to be loyal to my block. I'm going to be loyal to the street code. It's crazy how we could be so loyal to the street code, but we can't be loyal to a code for black people. We want to buck any code that we start talking about that's African-centered, that can build us up, but we're going to stand for any street code, or I'm going to stand up God. We're ready to do life, and I talked about that last week. We're ready to do life for somebody. Why? Because we ignorantly loyal to these ideas. So once you find yourself ignorantly loyal, I can tell you to do anything because you sold out. Not as in a sellout, but you are sold out to this cause. Whatever it is, whatever way we think about, whatever we do, however we respond, I'm loyal. I don't care what it is. How many young boys was loyal to their block, right? The old head hand him a gun and tell him go. Young boy really want to shoot nobody. He ain't wake up that day and say, today I want to kill somebody. But since he's so loyal, I got to do whatever I got to do. But this is the worst part. What happens is, when he gets older, he do the same thing. Now, I found that with myself when I look at my life. When I was young and growing up, I didn't have any, not to say I didn't have any positive role models, but I definitely had some positive men that were in my life. When I see a young boy who's struggling, because now I'm loyal to the idea, I give the next young boy the same game. Now, the world gonna look at me like you just destroying these young guys. But truthfully, my heart was in the right place. Because in my mind, I'm saying, I'm helping this young guy out because he's struggling. His mom's struggling. He can't get no new clothes or anything like that. I want to make sure he's all right. I want to make sure his life is better. So now I just took on what they did to me and I passed it on. But when the cycle gonna stop? That's the question. When are we going to break the loyalty to these negative ideas? When are we going to break the loyalty to these negative behaviors? That's what we have to deal with. So how can we fight our true enemy if we're loyal to ideas that destroy us? How can we fight white supremacy if we've been on killing a brother that look just like me? Now, the reason why I can't fight my enemy is because I'm too busy killing my help. I'm too busy thinking my help is my enemy. Everybody that look like me is my enemy. When the folks who ourselves from these negative ideas, the first thing we got to do as black men is reject all of the negative ideas that have to do with our women. That's the first thing. We can't talk about no kingdoms while we disrespecting the queens. We can't talk about building no kingdom if we don't look at our women as queens. How? How we talk this kingdom stuff, but we want to treat our queens like they court gestures, like they some kind of concubine. So we treat our women as sexual objects, sexual conquests, and not fit to be equal to us. So what does it mean that we have this idea that our women are sexual objects? It means no matter what, everything got to lead back to sex. I was reading a friend of mine's blog some while ago. I thought it was funny at the time, but you know, even though some stuff be wrong sometimes, it still be a little bit funny too. So he's talking about the difference between men and women. And he's talking about having this conversation with this woman, you know, not really wanting to be with her, like, and I don't see no relationship with her, but I'll still have sex with you though. I don't want to pour nothing into you. I don't want to pour nothing into your mind, into your spirit. I don't want to hold your emotions. I don't want to do anything that's going to make you better. I just want to have sex with you. Everything goes right back to sex. We could be here, right, huh? We could be here, picking up a book. A sister pick up a book. We start busting up the sister because we got something in common. Powerful sister, right? We start talking about things that we could do together, we could build. Yeah, you know what, that's dope. Let's exchange numbers. All right. Talk to our homies. Y'all met this Joe, she gonna help me do X, Y, and Z. Her ass was fat. Immediately, go right back. See, you laughing because we know it's true. Immediately, it go right back to something sexual because we've been taught that our women are just sexual objects. That's the way we're supposed to look at them. Everything got to go back to what her tits and her ass look like, what her face look like, what you would do to her sexually, no matter how much you even admire her brain. And I'll be honest, I'm not exempt from this. It's something I'm still working on myself. And I'll be honest and transparent, right? Because I can love a woman's mind, but I'm still trying to reprogram myself from my eyes wandering down. Like, wow, I love what you're saying, but I also love your breasts. And that's because that's what I've been taught. I haven't been taught to value the mind over the body. I haven't been taught to be intrigued by the mind over the body. I've been taught body first, body second, And then third, maybe I'll get into something else. Now let's deal with sexual conquest. This is when it even gets even worse, because not only do I only view women that I may not even be able to have from a sexual way, the ones I can, I just want to make sure I'm sleeping with as many women as I can. We grow up with our manhood being determined by how many women that we can sleep with. Because we don't even look at sex as a spiritual thing. We don't look at it as an emotional thing. I know a lot of times I talk to women before I was conscious of certain things, and they'd be like, why do men cheat? And I always be like, well, to men, sex is like basketball. It's just something to do. That's how I really felt. I ain't think about no attachment because I ain't had no attachment. I'm hitting and I'm leaving, and that's that. Because that's what I saw. That's what was brought to me. And then what happens? I go to the young boys. You ain't getting no bitches. I go to the young boys and I make them feel bad that they not out here deflowering our own queens. So are we bringing that back? Are we going to break that? I remember, listen, I was doing a mentorship program, right? And so I was doing the lesson plans. I had a boys' side and I had a girls' side. So I was writing out what the topics were going to be. So I was writing out the young girls' side, and I was talking to them about abstinence. But I wasn't talking to had a woman that was doing that. But that was what the topic was going to be. As I got to that number 5 to equal that with the boys, I was getting ready to write abstinence, and then my foolishness kicked in, right? I said, I can't talk to these young guys about abstinence. But then my smartness kicked in. I'm like, well, why the hell can't you? It's like, you'll get a little crazy. You fighting with yourself. Some part of me felt like I couldn't even tell a young man not to have sex. A part of me felt like it couldn't tell a young man that you should wait for marriage. It's crazy how we're going to feel like we can tell women to wait for marriage, but we can't tell young guys to wait for marriage. But who do young guys want to have sex with? So we continually bring these ideas. We continually receive these ideas, and then we continually push these ideas on. So from this day forward, we have to, and fellas, I know it's not easy because I'm doing it myself, but we have to be intentional about it. I talked about this in the video. One of the things that I started to do was to be intentional about not looking at the girl's butt once I walk by her. That's the man thing. You see the hips a little bit. You're like, I'm gonna look at this as soon as she walk by, right? Come on, y'all know I know. Y'all know I know. I done looked at some butts with a few of y'all. Come on, man. So I intentionally say I'm not doing that no more. It hurt. It hurts sometimes because let's be real. Be like, damn, I wanted to look at that. But I had to realize I can't keep treating my women that way. Then we are treating our queens as if they are unable to be equal to us. We want to treat them as if they're some lower class citizen. We want to look at them, and since we only see them as sexual objects and conquests, what they saying out their mouth don't matter. I mean, years ago, I was so ignorant, and I'm going to put it out there. Years ago, when I first started Instagram, prior to that, I was on Twitter. And I had made a post on Twitter like, ladies, if I follow you on Instagram, but I don't follow you on Twitter, it's because I want to look at you, but I don't want to hear what you got to say. Because on Twitter, it's just your mind. I ain't following y'all back. I don't want to hear what you're talking about. I want to look at you bent over, though. I want to look at you, contorting your body and making your butt poke out. I want to look at that, though. So as men, we have to make sure, and I had a conversation with the sister about this, we have to make sure that we are causing our women's voices to be heard. We can't keep pushing our women's voices. If they have an issue, especially if they have an issue with us, we have to be able to let them be heard. Now, this does not mean we just have to sit back and let them bash us, or we can't articulate when they may have something misconstrued, or they may have perceived something differently, and we can say, well, no, that's not really what it was meant to be. But we cannot just silence them. They have just as much power as we do, if not, because these women got heart. I just watched a woman on my way here, driving down the street, yelling out at some dude, telling me, "You don't want this work?" Pull over, and she pulled over. They'll fight. They'll fight to the death. Our women revolutionaries, they were ready to fight for the death. Then we had a lot of dudes that were selling out. But we can't esteem our women. I heard an elder from the UNIA say, "Kingdom cannot come until queendom comes first." We have to put our women in a position of queen. Let me rephrase that, because I don't want to seem like we got the power. We have to realize that our women are in positions of queens. Let's get that right, because I don't want us walking down like, yeah, I can make you a queen or I can't. No, we have to realize the queen that's in every one of our women, and then we have to speak to it no matter how they behave. Because some of us ain't behaving like kings, but then we still want to be treated like a king. You want to come home and be the king of your castle, and none of your actions kingly. You want to be the king of your neighborhood, but none of your actions are kingly. But then when it comes to our women, no, I can't respect her because she ain't no queen because she a hoe. The conscious queen, she ain't a queen because she got a perm. I can't respect you because you this. It ain't nothing a woman should do that's going to make you say, I can't respect you. So if your mom do something, all of a sudden you can't respect your mother. If your daughter do something, you can't respect your mother. Now, I'm not going to say I would want to marry a woman who's sleeping around, but I can't be treating her as if she's less than and say, I don't respect you. Especially when I done slept on. How dare I even judge a woman or call a woman a whore? I don't know too many women who has as many whorish tendencies as I have. But we want to talk about her. We're going to talk about sexual conquest. We want to brag about how many women we had sex with and then judge them for having sex with us. She a hoe, she did this to me. So how can we build strong kingdoms if we disrespected our queens? So as we're moving forward, we have to be cognizant of the fact that our women have queen qualities no matter what they may present. They have queen potential, and we have to speak to the queen that's in them. We have to stop treating them as sexual objects, stop treating them as sexual conquest, and understand that you are nothing without the woman. You think you're just going to be some strong, powerful man by yourself? That only works in superheroes, comic books. That's only Superman and Batman. In the real world, if you don't have that queen, you're not going to be everything that you're supposed to be. You can be good. You can be great on yourself, by yourself, but you're never going to be all that you're supposed to be. And us as a race of people, we're never going to be all that we're supposed to be as long as our men have these ideas about our women that we have received from the past and that we continue to push onto our youth. Looking at our sons like that, he's going to be a heartbreaker when he get older. That's the dumbest saying. There's probably not a lot of other dumb sayings or more dumb sayings, but what positive or what makes sense as a kingdom builder to look at a young boy and say he's going to be a heartbreaker? Why do we want to speak that over him, but why do we want our women to have their hearts broken? These are the ideas we got to get rid of. We got to recognize the negative ideas that were brought to us. We got to recognize the negative ideas that we came up on our own. But most importantly, we got to recognize these ideas that we are passing on. And we got to continually ask ourselves, what are we bringing to the community? What are you mixing with your stuff? And what are you causing? What have you done that's causing your people to be in a position where they can't defend themselves? The next idea we got to get rid of, I talked about this earlier, is the idea of wanting to do better than the next black person. We want to floss, we want to stunt, we want to shine, and I'm a little old, so I might not know some of the new words that they use. got another word for me?
Oh, you want to shit on?
Shit on. That's right. That's probably the worst. I'm shitting on these niggas. You don't want to get rid of niggas. I'm shitting on these niggas. Wow. What goes on in your mind? So this morning while I was talking about Umar Johnson and him asking for the money for his school and how so many folks like, where the money going? What are you doing with the money? And I'm saying, this is what this is rooted in. Because folk ain't like they giving $1 million. You trying to figure out where my $1 million. But you gave $5 or $20. Maybe you gave $100, but you blow that kind of money all the time. It's little money to you. But when you start asking, what is he doing with the money? What you're really trying to figure out is all the money that is accumulated, is he able to get something that I can? See, if he used some of the money to pay for a 1-bedroom apartment on 17th and Butler, ain't nobody gonna be mad at that, right? But let's say he used some of the money to pay his mortgage on a mansion. See, people don't have a problem with you using the money to live, but if you live better than me, now it's an issue. So that's what that thing is all rooted in. It's rooted in not wanting to support somebody so they can do better than me. So we have so much going on in our neighborhoods, all because we try to do better than the next person. And then as men, that push so many of us to illegal activities. I can't compete with the drug dealers, so I gotta start hustling. I gotta start robbing, killing. Folks out here really are hired assassins out here. They're taking little money, $5 grand, $10 grand to kill somebody, but that ain't even gonna cover your preliminary costs for the lawyer. That's a whole nother story. But we end up doing things that aren't right just so we can shine on somebody else. You want to take your whole, those that work, you want to take your whole income tax so you can buy something and look better than somebody else. I don't know where this idea came from, but we have it, and then we continue to push it. Before our children, when our sons want Spider-Man and Batman shoes, but we want to put the latest Jordans or whatever it is on. Kids don't give a damn about no Jordans. He likes superheroes. You can take him and pay less, and he going crazy over some light-up shoes or something like that. But no, my son got to look a certain way. See this all the time with these children's birthday parties, with these baby showers, with these gender reveal parties. Everybody just trying to outdo the last person. Or folks going on vacation. A lot of people is going to Dubai. Then people start saying, I ain't going to Dubai because everybody go there. I got to go somewhere nobody else goes. Why? Are they having fun in Dubai? Folks that went down to Miami, people talking, they all excited. It's only Miami. Are they having fun down there? If they're having fun down there, that's all that matters. Why do you want to one-up somebody all the time? Then it breeds jealousy. It breeds hatred. It breeds fights. And the worst of all, it makes sure we cannot have any kind of unity. We can't move forward as a race, brother. If I'm not thinking about your well-being, I'm thinking about making you feel less than you are because of what I have and what you don't have. I'm waking up every day going to school, going to work, or just going out into the streets, wanting to make sure I'm looking better than everybody else. Now, it's okay to want to look good for yourself. I ain't saying you got to walk around and look what some folks call bummy. Even though these rich white folks walk around like that all the time, that's a whole other story. I'm not saying you can't get dressed. I'm not saying you can't like nice things. But the nice things can't determine your value, and you can't use your nice things to devalue another black person. But what really gets me is you acting like you better than me, but you live on the same block as me. I mean, not that having money or living anywhere else actually makes you better, but you on the same block. Your house got the same amount of rooms. You pay the same property tax. Your bills sometimes ain't paid just like the rest of us because you fronting and you flossing, but you ain't really got it. That's what we really find ourselves at. Because I wanna have the appearance that I'm doing better than everybody else. So I will be. I saw a commercial like this guy. He was like, I got this big house. I have this nice car. I have these nice things. And you want to know how I got it? I'm up to my eyeballs in debt. Credit commercial. But it spoke so many volumes about us wanting these things. I call it the curse of shiny things, because we don't see the value in our naked selves. We don't see the value in who we are as human beings, as African people. And since I don't see the value, I need something now to determine my worth. So now I gotta say, I got these Gucci's on. What Biggie say? Black and ugly as ever. However, I stay Gucci down to the socks. So I ain't nothing. I'm black and I'm ugly and I'm fat. I'm nothing. But I stay Gucci down to the socks. It's all in the music. We don't even dig it. That's how this thing people over and over and over again. And we treat people all kinds of ways, all because we got this idea that we have to do better than the next person. The next idea that has been really messing with us in the inner city is this idea of protecting what you don't even own. As Jay-Z said, don't get killed over the block that your mama renting. Take that drug money, buy the block. That's how you rent it. So we have these ideas, right, that we gotta protect this block. This is how bad it is. Now, I don't know if this is like this in every city, but it probably is. Where I'm from in South Philly, there's corners that generationally dislike each other. They didn't like this corner, didn't like this corner in the 60s. The next generation popped off around 75. Those from 75, they didn't like them. The next generation popped off in 85, and they didn't like them. The next generation in 95, in 2005, in 2015, the same block don't like another block, but don't nobody know what the beef is over. Don't nobody know what the beef is over. A friend of mine just did like 15 years, he come home, and there was some beef that had started around him. And so we passed that, we getting over. So one of the guys that we was beefing with did 15 years too. So they met up to, talk it out to make sure everything is cool. They started talking about how everything started. They couldn't figure out what the beef really started over. Like, no, because I thought such and such. No, that's not what happened. This happened. They didn't even know what the beef started over. But then the beef got passed on to everybody else. And then beef got passed on to our young boys, generationally protecting this block, protecting the street name, and we don't even own it. Dying for your corner. Got your corner tattooed all on you. Gentrification come, everybody got to go. We almost gone from South Philly. We almost non-existent in South Philly. It ain't nothing but a bunch of Caucasians walking dogs. But you got your street corner tattooed on you. These negative ideas. We can't be fighting to protect stuff that we don't own. If you're protecting, get this. If you are protecting somebody else's land, you ain't never gonna own your own. How? How can we build a black nation? How can we have black land? How can we have black institutions if we fight to defend land we don't even own? We fighting for somebody else's street corner. We ain't giving street corners those names. Past that, we fighting for systems. We still want to fight for the Democratic Party. We still want to fight in the military and go kill somebody else for the white man. We want to fight for this racist school system that's teaching our kids to hate itself. We fight for all the stuff that we don't own. We fight, oh no, we can't let go of Obamacare. We got to fight for Obamacare. No, let's start our own health care. Why we can't start our own doctors and our own hospitals? The reason why, we fight for somebody else's. And this is what's been passed down. These ideas have been passed down. This is what we do around here. We don't like them. But why? But why? We have no idea. So as we're moving forward with this concept, we have to make sure we're not protecting anybody else's stuff, but we are protecting our own. We're protecting our people. We're going to protect the land that we do have. We're going to protect our institutions, such as Black and Nobel, which has a campaign going on right now to save Black and Nobel. We have to protect this because how many other Black bookstores do we have? Especially bookstores that's going to have the stuff that we need. They bringing in lecturers that's teaching us the right stuff. We got to protect our institutions. Well, we will protect something else before we protect this. The UNIA in danger of closing. A building that Black people have owned for years. Temple trying to take it. We'll protect anything before we protect some Black owned because we think if I give some money to that, see how he owned Black and Nobel, he gonna get rich off me. Why should I help save him? Ain't nobody saving me. It's the ideas that we have. These ideas that continually keep us from being the unit that it is that we need to fight the war that we are up against. And the last one, misplaced pride. Misplaced pride. We can and will have pride in all the wrong stuff. So proud, so prideful, when it fits inside of the dumb ideas that we have. But then we want to shun other stuff. Talk to guys about this all the time, right? Guys will, because they believe they got to stun on somebody, so all stuff goes together. They break the law, living in the criminal behavior, right? Go to jail, work for 17 cents an hour. But before they went to jail, they was too prideful to work a job that paid $9 an hour. So it's cool to be in jail, working for 17 cents. And you can be proud about that. I did a bid. I done did 10 years upstate. I went to Gradersfoot. I was at Forest. I was at Huntington. I was at Housedale. I was at Fratville. I was at Martin. They kept moving me around. The old heads going, young boy, you don't know what Holmesburg was like. All this pride and all of that. But how are you too prideful to work a job that's paying more for what you're going to end up having to work for when you go on the inside? False pride. We boast about sex with a woman, but then we're too shameful to talk about loving a woman. Misplaced pride. I can come in here and talk to you about, yeah, I hit her, I hit her, but I can't say, yo, man, I'm in love with her. Love her, man. And in the real way, because sometimes we'll say that in a lustful way, like, I love her. Basically, a woman that you want to have sex with. But when we're genuinely in love, we're too prideful to talk about loving a woman, but it's okay for us to boast about having sex with a woman. As we dealt with last week, we will be proud to help somebody, but too prideful to receive help. Misplaced pride, messing us up. And then we continue to teach these things. Then not only do we continue to teach these things, Alvin Morrow talks about things being psychosomatic, things that are embedded into your DNA, and then you can pass it on to somebody else. So my mother always talked to me and my brother about, the pride that we have being so much like our father. Now, my father died when I was 10, my brother was 8. So I didn't learn it from actually saying it. I was too young to understand it. But not only is it passed on from actions and watching or teaching, it's also passed on through our DNA because it has become so much a part of who you are that now it's in your DNA. And now you're passing things on when you have children. Now your son's running around all super prideful, don't want to ask for help. Now we went deep into that last week, and I hope all the brothers who was here last week understand now I can't deal with it. I can't run around acting like I can't receive help from somebody else. Oh, man, we're going over time like crazy. We will be so proud about being the man, right, that we don't understand what it means to be a man. So we want to be the man, the idea of what the man is, but we don't understand what it means to have a man. We want to be the man of the house so bad, right, that we'll let our families go in the hole because we think the man is supposed to handle everything by himself. So we never talk to him about the issue or get the help because I want to be the man so bad that I gotta take care of this. I gotta do this. So we put everything on our shoulders because we too prideful to get the help that it is that we need. Misplaced pride. So we dealt with the ignorant loyalty. We dealt with the way we have to deal with our women. We dealt with the idea of wanting to be better than other black people. And we dealt with the idea of protecting land that doesn't belong with us and misplaced pride. So as we move into the conversation part, those are only 5 things. For the sake of time, I can't, be up here for 2 hours breaking everything down. But we're going to have the conversation. And so we're going to talk about some of the negative ideas that either we have came up with on our own, or some of the things that the neighborhood has taught us, and we just continually grab onto it like it was something okay and continue to push. Next, tomorrow, we got some flyers. Counteracting gentrification and miseducation through economic restoration. I'm going to be speaking here. Professor Carl is going to be speaking there also. So we got flyers. If you guys want to come out, check that out. It's going to be a real dope event at the Rotunda, 41st and Walnut. Also, the lectures are free, but we are going to take donations. So if anybody wants to give a donation, you can put it right here in the bucket. And to those of you who are watching online, the link is in the caption. If you want to donate to what we're doing here, it would be greatly appreciated. So, brothers, we are going to get into the conversation. And to all of y'all that's online, listen, we're going to start bringing this to y'all cities. So make sure y'all hit me up and let me know, because the more folks we have, the easier it's going to be for me to get out there and have these lectures and conversations. Remember to love black, to buy black, to think black. Love y'all.
This is a certified hood classic.